So I think we can go ahead and get started with introductions. I think we probably have most of our people here, if not as many as we're going to have. I don't expect us to have a ton of new people tonight, but just to go ahead and introduce myself, my name is Melindy Jacoby, and I am the team leader for the sophomore team, and I teach World History AP. So that's the social studies class that all of the STEM sophomores take. I also teach AP Government to seniors, so there's a chance that I might actually have your student again their senior year, and you'll notice as we introduce ourselves that a lot of us teach multiple grade levels, so that's kind of something that makes STEM unique, that we are a small community and we often get to teach kids multiple times. So again, I'm Melindy Jacoby and I teach World History, and I'm going to pass to our English teacher, Ms. Keeling.
Hi, I'm Ms. Keeling. So I teach English 2, both honors and GT. I also teach 12th grade government. I teach the regular government section, as well as this year I will teach an AP government section in the spring. So I also might have a couple of your kids again in a few years. So nice to meet all of y'all. I will pass this on to Ms. Stuckey.
Oh, hi, everybody. Glad to see y'all tonight. I am Ms. Stuckey. I teach Algebra 2, the Honors and GT courses. And I'll pass it over then to Ms. Garza.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ms. Garza. I teach Honors Chemistry and AP Chemistry.
Okay, I'll round it off. I'm Mrs. Rauschuber. I actually teach all 4 grade levels of the computer science courses. I'm technology, like computer science 1 and 2, so that's where most of your sophomores will be. Though if there is a sophomore who wants to try out computer science 1, they are more than welcome to do so. And I also have the 2 AP courses they take their junior and senior year, which is principles and systems.
And hello, I'm Ms. Kirchens. I teach biotechnology, medical microbiology, and pathophysiology for science, career, and tech. I also am one of the sponsors for HOSA, which is one of the organizations for health science careers. I'm going to be popping in and out. I've got to go to the other grade levels. But welcome to STEM, guys. I can't wait. We do lots of labs, so be ready.
So we are super excited to meet you guys, and mostly what we would like today to be is just a chance for you guys to get to know us and to ask us some questions. We are learning a lot of the things that are going to be different about this school year, almost as you guys are learning about them. So we may not be able to answer all of your questions, but we are here to try to answer as many of them as we can. One question that a lot of parents had yesterday when we met with some of our returning parents was about the bell schedule and about what kind of the schedule of the school day will look like this spring. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys so that you can see that schedule. Some people have already seen it released either on the NEISD Facebook page or in a couple of other places where it's been kind of published. Give me 1 second. Okay. Can you guys see that? Let's see. Yeah, okay.
There.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it looks a little bit different on my home computer than it does at school. So basically the way the school day is going to look like is students will have time from about 8 a.m. until 9:50 a.m. That we're calling flex time. This is when athletics will meet, band, and other extracurricular activities. So the students' first period class will not actually start until 10 a.m. You'll notice, though, that we have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday bell schedule and a Tuesday, Thursday bell schedule. So students will go to their first, second, third, and fourth period classes on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they will have their 5th, 6th, and 7th period classes with a break for lunch in the middle. All of the classes will end around 3:30 each day, and then there will be another flex time in the afternoon, again for fine arts, athletics, extracurricular activities. This flex time is also when tutoring can take place, and it's a chance for kids to kind of catch up and get to know us. When we transition to students coming on campus after Labor Day, Lunch will shift and there will be multiple lunch periods, but for the first 3 weeks of school, when everyone is virtual, everyone's going to eat lunch at the same time. So again, first through fourth period on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, fifth, sixth, and seventh periods on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Students will be expected to log in to class for each of those class periods. Teachers will structure it a little bit differently. Sometimes it might be a collaborate session like this. Sometimes it might be a different kind of activity for kids to be working on. But they are going to be expected to be together with other students and their teachers based on that schedule that we can see. So that is the main kind of thing that I wanted to share with you guys. And if you have any questions, you can either type them in the chat or you can use the icon at the bottom. You can raise your hand and we can see, just because that makes it a little bit kind of easier to keep track of what people are saying.
Hey, Ms. Jacoby, if I can go ahead and pop in here.
Yeah,
I just wanted to introduce myself to the new families that may not know me, or maybe they don't have a child, sibling coming through as well. So I am Ms. Hernandez. I am the STEM counselor for 9th through 12th. So I work with the kids, academics, social, emotional, basically, you name it, go ahead and contact me. I'll direct you to the right person if I am not the right person for that. But right now we're working diligently, or I'm working diligently on course requests and making sure that that the students are in the correct courses. I am asking all students, and we've sent out an e-blast, Ms. Mesa has, regarding those course requests. If you are looking at they're not on the right course, or it's not a course you're expecting, please fill out that Google form that's connected to that link and go ahead and submit it. And if there's an issue, I will call you and let you know. The schedules are going to be, well, the course request right now is the only thing that y'all should be able to view. The schedules are not live until Tuesday, but they will be in the portal, the student portal. And there's a tile on their portal that will say course request or current schedule. It'll say something to that nature on there. They're going to click on that and just kind of see what they've chosen. Again, though, the actual schedule will not be live until Tuesday. So what you see under course requests are not in actual class periods. They're not in a specific order. They haven't even been scheduled yet. So right now what happens is the course requests come in, and then I work through conflicts that may not work with the schedule. So you may hear me calling. So this is the voice, the face connected to the voice that you'll hear over the phone. Also, I encourage you to look at my website that's connected to the STEM website as well. It's under students. That I have a wide array of resources on there, and any communication or any questions usually can be answered just by looking on that website. Of course, I always encourage parents, if they do have a question, feel free to email me. My information is on my website, but I'm going to go ahead and post my email on here for those that are handy. So I'm going to answer, I see there's a question from Daniel and Sunny. It says our son is not just new to the school, but new to the town. Oh, he will extracurricular be handled so that our son can meet students and develop friendships. Okay, so that is a very good question. I have partial answers to those questions because, as you know, under the current situation, things are ever evolving and changing. So what I know right now is for his extracurriculars, or if they have electives that they've chosen, some of those are required by TEA to meet in person, and those teachers will contact you. For the example of robotics is required to have some kind of, face-to-face contact, of course, with safety measures in place. But as far as that's going to be, as like the clubs and things of that nature, that is an unknown at this point. So I wish I had a better answer for you, but a lot of the answers we have for each other are, we don't know yet. We really don't know what that's going to look like, but I can rest assured when they get on the collab with their grade levels and their classes, Friendships will be formed, connections. I mean, this is just a new way we have to connect for now, depending on what is chosen for later. But our students are very friendly and have no problem with asking who the new person is and trying to really hard to get to know them. So it is something we do encourage. I wish, again, I had a better answer, but that's the best I could do for now.
I can actually add to that one. So,
Yay!
So because of the nature of STEM being a magnet program, our students come from all over San Antonio, and everyone was new to this school at some point. So some of our students joined at 6th grade, some of them come at 9th grade, some of them come 10th grade, even 11th grade. And so I think because everybody was new at some point, they all remember what it felt like to be in a new place and to be in kind of a different type of learning environment. And so I think our students tend to be a lot more open, certainly than I ever remember peers being when I was in high school at the large traditional high school that I went to. And I've always found them to be really open, really curious. And then I think one of the other sort of sides instructionally is that our classes tend to be smaller. And this week, as the STEM teachers have been meeting, we've been really intentional about thinking about our lessons and how we can allow students to interact with each other. We know, especially as people have been having conversations about reopening schools, one of the main reasons why people really want schools to reopen is because of the connection that kids have with each other and the socialization that takes place in schools. And we believe that that is just as important as the contents that we teach. So of course I love history and I want them to love history too, but I also want them to have some human interaction because that's something that has been missing from a lot of our lives for a while. And so it is important for you to know that that's on our minds too, is for us to be able to get to know your students, for them to get to know us, for them to get to know each other. And so we really are being intentional about that as we start this school year. So in our classrooms, we're working to do that. And Ms. Hernandez is right that it's still something that we're figuring out what extracurricular activities will look like. But I know I sponsor the Model United Nations Club. Ms. Ducky sponsors Mu Alpha Theta with Math Honor Society. So a lot of STEM teachers sponsor other clubs that we are going to be telling our students about as well. So we're going to do everything that we can to get them connected, both within STEM and within our campus. So we're doing our best to look out for them. I can see that we've got.
Do you mind if I quickly add one thing to that? Because I know some new students might be a little nervous about the learning management system that we use as well, Blackboard. And all of STEM students, every STEM student we ask them to do so many community service hours every semester. And it's going to be, we're looking for ways to satisfy that community service requirement because volunteering is difficult right now. So I asked Ms. Jensen, we're going to talk about it tomorrow as a entire faculty, if we can assign a new student kind of a buddy to help them through the learning management system as well. And then of course there'll be small breakout sessions within these larger collaborate sessions. So rather than having 20 kids on a screen trying to interact, I plan on breaking them out into small groups of 3 or 4.
All right, Christy, what's your question?
Okay, so I'm putting myself on the talk because I'm just a different learner, and so I'm kind of wondering how everybody else, and I don't know if you can hear that other talking, that I'm still joined on the other meeting and it kind of overlaps. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So I'm just wondering, how's it going to work? So they're going to log in at 10 in the morning and then they're just going to do like virtual classes, and I don't know if you can hear that background. Is the Blackboard kind of like, I don't know if any of y'all went to like UTSA or like the college system, how they have Blackboard? Is it the same? It's not the same link, it doesn't look like, but it looks like the same concept.
Yes, that's actually part of the reason why we chose Blackboard when STEM moved to this platform. And so ours is sort of a hybrid version of a program called Moodle and Blackboard. But we've sort of selected it because it is what a lot of colleges use. And so it's a learning management system where students can have assignments, they can do their assessments there. There's a within Blackboard called Collaborate, which is what we are in. And so Blackboard really as a system kind of encompasses everything that we need to interact with students, to assign work, to collect work, to give feedback. all of the different kind of components, whereas a lot of other learning management systems like say Google Classroom would require you to use other programs. And so that's part of the reason why I sort of utilized this one, but it does have a different interface than what you might have seen at the college level. Mr. Smiley is our assistant director, and he is sort of our one of our resident sort of Blackboard experts. And so he is working on a series of videos that will help show students where to go on the first day of school, where they can go to access information. Their classes that are on their schedule are going to automatically be loaded into Blackboard. So when students log into Blackboard, they will see all of their courses listed. We as teachers are all working this week to make sure that our courses are as easy to navigate as possible, so that if they see that they have my class, World History AP, first period, and it's the first class of the day, and they've never used Blackboard before, they should be able to open it. They'll immediately see their dashboard. They'll see World History AP with my name on it in the title, and they'll be able to click on that, and then there will be a clear kind of title at the top that tells them, either shows them the link to the Collaborate and kind of what we're going to be doing on the first day of school. So our goal is to try to make this as seamless as possible for them, knowing the uncertainty that a lot of students are feeling both with the platform and just with the format of school right now.
Okay, and so I guess is all the classes are going to be kind of like a virtual face-to-face, or some of them are just going to be like reading assignments, turning them in, you know, like I guess it depends on the subject, or especially because my son's going to do like a lot of pre-AP and AP classes, and I'm just wondering how that works, because you know, with the AP classes, you know, I don't know if they take the test there to get the college credit, or do they go to the school? I don't know how it works, how the system works.
So I teach World History AP, so I have one of the AP classes that that sophomores take, and we don't know yet what AP exams are going to look at like this year. Last year they were online, and they were kind of a much more condensed version of the typical exam, and we don't know what May is going to hold. So at this point, College Board isn't making any announcements about what the format of the exam is going to be. So my goal as a teacher of that type of class is to make sure that students are prepared for the full exam, so that if we end up sitting for the exam in person in May, that students have learned all of the content, all of the skills that they would need to be successful on that exam. I'm also, though, making sure that students are comfortable with component individually, so that if it is the format that we saw this past May, where it was just one essay was the entire AP exam, that students feel confident with each of the individual things. So if it really does come down to one component, that they feel solid in each of those. We're used to students being in a really rigorous learning environment. So you'll notice with each of our courses, the courses are all honors or AP. So our students are in a challenging environment, but our goal as teachers is to support them as much as we can. And that means during those class periods when students are logged on together, but also during flex time. I'm really personally excited about the flex time. I think it will provide more connections outside of class that are often really tricky for students, especially ones that are involved in lots of extracurricular activities. I think it will provide easier access to teachers because we'll be able to connect during that flex time as well. So I think every course is going to be a little bit different, but I can say within STEM, within the STEM electives and the STEM core classes, our focus is to have students as engaged as possible. So that means collaborating with their peers, with talking to teachers. This shouldn't be the type of school where it's just worksheets and they turn them in and they never see anybody else and they never talk to anybody else and they don't have to. We want students to be independent as much as they can, but we really believe that the best way for students to learn is to collaborate and to be with others. So that's kind of what it will look like as much as I can tell you. And I saw that Ms. Jensen just popped in. I'm not sure if she has anything specific that she wants to add.
I do not. I was just coming to check and see if y'all had any questions or anything that I could assist with while y'all were in this space together. So I'm happy to do that. So, do any parents have any questions while I'm here with you today?
One other question, it's me again, Christy. So I'm trying to talk with his dad and his stepmom and the others. So he's a transfer to the new school, and she was asking about is it too late to get like a laptop for them, or some kind of electronic device for that, or how do we go about that? Because he was at MacArthur, now he's transferred to over here.
Absolutely. So they are working on passing out some technology. So are you receiving any correspondence coming from Lee yet?
I actually just got a whole bunch of emails this week, and so it just, I have one child in North Side and then him in Northeast Side, so I'm trying to keep up, with everything going on, with both of them. So, she let me know that they probably will need another, like a laptop or some kind of electronic device. So I'm just kind of filling in, trying to catch up.
Absolutely. So my understanding is that there's going to be another opportunity to pick up technology again next week. And so I know more information is coming out about that. So do be watching your email. I wish I could tell you for certain what day it is. I think it's on Wednesday, but please don't quote me on that. I think that's the day that's going to be happening. So just be watching your email. I can tell you that they are really thinking about the kiddos who are just getting enrolled in our campus and making certain that we're able to service them as best we can as well. Hope that helps. Any other questions while I'm here in this space with you all? Well, thank you again so much for carving out time to be here with us this evening. This is a fantastic team. I know that your kids are in great hands with our sophomore level team, so they're very lucky to be able to have such a caring group of people who will be surrounding them, whether digitally or face-to-face. So just know that whatever you all need, we're happy to help however we can. Y'all have a great evening. Thank you, Mr. Cope.
No problem. So if anybody else has any questions, we will happily take them right now, but we don't want to take up too much of your time this evening. We know that there's dinner and all kinds of other things going on, but we really just want you to know that we are excited about the start of the school year. We're excited to get to know your students. I know that it's a really strange time, but as teachers, we really miss being around kids, and so we are really excited to see you guys. Please feel free to reach out to us. If you go to the STEM webpage, you can see all of our email addresses are on there, so you can see our names in the kind of in the chat and in the list. But if you have any specific questions about any of the courses that we teach and you want to reach out, you can find all of our contact information on the STEM webpage. No problem. Yes. So schedules are built all the time, and they are, I know, running simulations in Skyward of what those simulations are of what schedules are gonna look like. I do know that some students were able to see things earlier today, but a lot of that information was not correct. And so I think that's why they're recommending that students wait until next week to log in. And so it should be Tuesday that they should be able to see at least the courses that they're signed up for. They may not be in the correct order in terms of what classes will meet on which days. And I think, Ms. Stuckey, are you answering that PBL question? Okay. There we go. So for those of you,
add to that.
yeah. So for those of you that are, again, new to STEM and you're not sure what PBL is project-based learning. And basically these are interdisciplinary projects that students work on. So they will combine their learning in history, English, science, math, as well as their STEM electives. And so we will kick off our PBL in October. Again, we're still kind of waiting and seeing on whether or not we are able to take field trips or anything to kind of kick off those projects. And so we want to get some time to get to know each other and kind of get kind of the ball rolling on school before we dive into that big kind of project. But we are excited about PBL, and we think that the students are really going to enjoy it. Well, I hope that you guys all have a great evening. We look forward to seeing your students in about a week and a half. Again, please don't hesitate to contact us. You can find our contact information on the STEM webpage, which we linked in the chat. And you can look each of us up by name and let us know if you have any questions.